see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sex.
TOPRAK Goes finally underwent his final test session at the Circuit de Catalunya today. This moment marked one of the most crucial milestones in the development program for the new bike, which has been a constant focus for the paddock for the past few weeks. The entire crew worked non-stop, while the technicians' eyes were fixed on one crucial aspect: TOPRAK's telemetry data. From the start of the morning session, TOPRAK immediately took to the track with a very busy schedule. He was not only seeking the fastest lap time, but also thoroughly understanding the bike's characteristics. His main focus was on achieving a more perfect adaptation, maintaining the bike's stability under hard braking, and improving corner exit acceleration, which had been the primary evaluation points. However, the most surprising aspect came from the telemetry data collected throughout today's session. Several sections showed significant changes in TOPRAK's riding style. His throttle, braking points, and corner entry angles appeared much more aggressive yet consistent. Adaptations that previously took time began to show remarkable results. The technical team was even seen holding lengthy discussions in the garage after comparing the morning and afternoon lap data. They found significant improvements in TOPRAK's racing rhythm. It's not just one fast lap, but the ability to maintain speed over many consecutive laps is starting to look increasingly solid. In several long runs, TOPRAK's speed has reportedly improved quite significantly compared to previous sessions. Adapting to the new bike's characteristics seems more natural. The bike's movement when entering corners is starting to be more stable, while TOPRAK's confidence when attacking the apex also appears to have increased dramatically. Now all attention is on the next step. Will today's surprising telemetry results really lead TOPRAK to a more explosive performance when the official race session begins? One thing is certain: the final Catalunya test is not just the conclusion of a regular testing program. It is a stage to prove that TOPRAK Goes continues to build a foundation of speed and adaptability that could pose a major threat to his rivals this season. Here's the full news. TOPRAK Goes finally completed his final test in Catalunya today. It was more than just a test session, but one of the most crucial moments in the Turkish rider's ongoing motorcycle development and adaptation process. All eyes were on the team garage from early morning, as this was the last opportunity to gather as much data as possible before entering the next phase. The atmosphere in the paddock was already different from the start. The mechanics were busy preparing before the sun was fully up. Engineers opened their telemetry laptops, comparing old data with the latest setups, while TOPRAK immediately focused on understanding the testing targets he had to complete throughout the day. This test's agenda was complex. It wasn't just about chasing the fastest lap time, but going deeper than that. TOPRAK and his team were searching for something much bigger: a motorcycle package that could truly unleash the bike's maximum potential while allowing for a faster and more natural adaptation process. And the first surprises began to emerge in today's early session. TOPRAK immediately displayed quite aggressiveness from the opening run. His approach to cornering was noticeably different from the previous test. The bike appeared more composed under hard braking. The rear end of the bike also appeared more stable as the power began to be released on corner exits. This small change might not be noticeable to the casual spectator, but in the world of professional racing, details like this can mean the difference between precious tenths of a second. The most interesting thing was happening behind the scenes, on the team's telemetry monitor. Data coming in throughout the morning session began to show improvements that surprised the engineers. TOPRAK's braking point began to move deeper than in previous sessions. This meant his confidence in the bike's character was growing. Not only that, TOPRAK's throttle control was also beginning to change significantly. Previously, adapting to the bike's power characteristics had been one of his biggest challenges. However, in today's final test, the data showed that TOPRAK was starting to find a new, much more efficient rhythm. He was able to open the throttle earlier in some corners, without losing too much stability. This was a very important development. In modern racing, the ability to open the throttle earlier can provide a significant advantage in long straight acceleration areas. And when a rider becomes comfortable doing this, it indicates that adaptation is moving to the next level. Throughout the afternoon session, the team continuously made setup changes. Several components were continuously tested in turn. The bike's weight distribution was re-evaluated. Electronic settings were refined. Engine braking was adjusted. Acceleration response was modified. Even the suspension characteristics were reportedly adjusted to help TOPRAK achieve a more precise feel at the front of the bike. Every time he pitted, communication between TOPRAK and the engineers was intense. The Turkish rider is known for his detailed feedback. He was able to explain specifically how the bike reacted in each corner phase, how the rear grip worked, how the engine responded when the tires started to lose performance, and how the bike's character changed as fuel consumption began to run low. This kind of feedback was a key tool in the development sessions. And today, the entire process began to show very promising results. In several long-run simulations, TOPRAK's lap rhythm was reported to be much more consistent than before. This is a crucial point because fast single-lap speeds are eye-catching, but it's the long-running rhythm that determines true strength in a race. TOPRAK began to be able to maintain competitive performance for several consecutive laps. Tire adaptation was also a major focus of today's test. The team wanted to ensure TOPRAK could read the tire's grip characteristics under various track conditions. Understanding tire behavior is crucial to achieving a competitive racing package. And based on the initial data, that progress is starting to become apparent. Telemetry shows an improvement in the efficiency of TOPRAK's riding style. His corner entry angles appear cleaner. Small steering corrections are becoming less frequent. This means the connection between rider and bike is becoming stronger. This is what the entire team has been looking for. Not just instant lap times, but a natural connection between rider and bike. When that connection begins to emerge, speed usually comes naturally. Another surprising thing about the final Catalunya test that key today was TOPRAK's ability to maintain his signature riding style while adapting to the new bike's technical requirements. Many observers had previously wondered if TOPRAK would completely change his riding style to adapt to the bike's characteristics. But what was on display today was something interesting. TOPRAK didn't lose his identity. He maintained his core strengths in hard braking, remained aggressive when attacking corners, but began to incorporate new approaches to managing acceleration and balance. This combination is what makes telemetry data so interesting. Because if a rider can maintain his natural strengths while successfully adapting to new technical characteristics, their performance potential can increase significantly. As the session drew
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel